And I have a friend who has a 9-year-old Afrikaans daughter who came home from school recently and was crying. And he said, "What's wrong?" I don't want to be an Afrikaner anymore because of what she was taught at school. Steve Biko talked about Black consciousness. And he said, you should be comfortable in your skin. There's no reason to be ashamed of who you are. No one should be ashamed of who they are. I didn't choose the skin color. You didn't choose your skin color.
No.
Neither of us chose to be devastating handsome. It just worked out that way.
Thank you for that.
You're also devastating handsome. But my point is that this nonsense needs to stop. It needs to stop. This country is stronger with all its people. That's why I fell in love with South Africa, because of the mix of people, the history. There's bad things that have happened in history on all sides. What happened to the Khoisan? What happened to the Xhosa in their wars with the Voortrekkers? And what happened to the Voortrekkers when they went north and fought against the Ndebele? And they allied with the Griquas and with the Baralong and the Bakwena and some of the Sotho. But South Africans, by and large, don't know their history. And it's playing a role today where people are acting like fools on all sides. And it frustrates me to no end. So my point with this is that the white genocide thing is something, in my view, that I almost only hear from the news media and political leftists. For instance, AfriForum has been accused of it for many times. Now, I've met with AfriForum. I've talked to them almost this time I don't have time to visit them. I've seen them in the States. And I have never once, if they did, I'll stand on correction, but I've never once seen them publish anything that talked about a white genocide. So maybe I missed it. But they get accused of that. And Daily Maverick just had to apologize for that because they lied.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the biggest challenge with AfriForum is not about them saying that there's a white genocide. It's about them not denouncing it.
Denouncing what?
Like
the term white genocide.
The term that there's a white genocide, because
disassociating from it. Maybe they should do that. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I think they should condemn it because what it masks over, like you explained fully, is that there's a lot of violence in rural South Africa because it's under-policed.
Indeed.
And there's also a lot of urbanization happening.
Which also tends to contribute to crime because you have new mores and new values and different peoples coming together, and you don't have a homogenous community.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, I think AfriForum has missed out on an opportunity to get their message across to the South Africans that are concerned. Because just as much as, a lot of white South Africans are concerned about the violent crime, and also the fact that a lot of them were told that once we come into this democratic dispensation, there might be, some black people who want vengeance or want to punish white people for their perceived privilege.